How is everybody doing? These two albums that I hold in my hands here are two great albums by a great American band that had a very short career, I guess, as a band. The band is Television. A lot of people may not know about Television, but anybody that's into new wave or American post-punk will have heard of them, especially if you're into bands like The Cars, even Blondie, Patti Smith. There was a connection. But absolutely, this is hailed as one of the best albums ever, and it is a great album. They were a fantastic band, fantastic songs, and okay, I keep holding these up like this. But let's just take a look at Marquee Moon. This was the debut. This was released in '77. This is actually a reissue. 4 Men with Beards. It's licensed from Rhino. This album has come out nearly once a year for the last 40 years, I guess, different pressings. I had an Elektra pressing. They were signed to Elektra. I had an Elektra pressing, but the track Marky Moon, which is the 4th track on side 1, there's only 8 songs on the whole album, but yeah, Marky Moon just fades out less than a minute from the end, which I thought was very, very strange. On compact disc versions, it seems to be the full length version. It just ends. It doesn't fade. But yeah, the driving force behind Television was Mr. Tom Verlaine. Maybe his initials were used. TV, I don't know. But his real name was Thomas Miller. Television were one of the New York bands. I think, the CBGB years and stuff like that. The label on this is a bit kind of weird, isn't it? Just big label. But I like this one. It sounds good. I like the Electric was very thin. This one is pretty good. Anyway, the songs, See No Evil, brilliant. See, good opener. And then you got Venus, and then Friction. Some great guitars. You've got guitars in both channels because there was 2 guitar players in the band. And Tom Verlaine, lead vocals, guitar. Richard Lloyd, he was the other guitar player. So they play off each other, especially on tracks like Marky Moon. It's just really, really good, I think that as well the band were influenced by the Rolling Stones, mid-70s Stones kind of. Fred Smith was bass and Billy Ficca on drums. It just tells you here who played guitar solos. See No Evil, Elevation, Guiding Light. So they swap around a little bit. This was produced by Andy Johns, legendary producer, who produced a lot of rock bands in his day. So it was a great effort. The band were, like playing bars and clubs around New York and stuff like that. Recorded the demo, and then they released this album, signed to Elektra. And this album is just it's got a kind of a dark kind of sound to it. It just every time the songs remind me of Nighttime. Elevation on side 2, great chorus on that. It just stops and then the guitars kind of cascade down. Oh, it's great. Guiding Light, that kind of reminds me of kind of Stones ballads from around the time of Black and Blue. Prove It, and then Torn Curtain. That was the title of a Hitchcock movie, I think. But Television were an influence on the Edge of U2, especially on the first album or two. You know, there's that kind of echoey, clean guitar. Yeah, very, 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 very cool. They were a unique band, and yeah, definitely worth investigation if you don't have it. It's really good stuff. Then album number 2 in 1978 was simply titled Adventure, and this one again had 8 tracks. It's when I say it's not as good as this, but it's still, if this was their only album, it's still a good album. Got Glory, Days, which is great, reminds me of the Byrds. Foxhole, that's a song about war and stuff. Careful, that's a little bit like the Beatles. And then Carried Away, that reminds me of what's that song by the Stones on Black and Blue? Memory Motel, which is probably one of the best Rolling Stones songs ever written. It's a kind of a duet between Jagger and Richards. Keith has his part in the song. It's just a beautiful song, really good. The Fire, Ain't That Nothing, The Dreams Dream. The Dreams Dream, slow one again, and at the end the guitars are quite sad. They're kind of playing octaves and stuff like that, and it's a kind of a funny, kind of somber, sad piece, which sounds like the band are going to jack it in, and they did, and that was the end of the band. There's an inlay here as well with the lyrics, and this one, actually, I had 2 copies of this. One was black and this one is red, and again this has come out nearly every year, especially in the last 20 years, as a reissue pressing and stuff like that. So yeah, these 2 albums, they're special to me, and yeah, I really like them. I was actually driving yesterday. I had a bit of I was doing a long journey, and I actually played this and then Marquee Moon right after it, and it's great music for driving. Actually, I know it's kind of a cliche, but some albums suit driving. You know what I mean? If you have any favorite driving albums, stick them in the comments below. Yeah, I also have these on compact disc. These came out in 2003. Reissues. I had the normal CDs as well. I got rid of them. They were a bit thin. But these albums sound quite thin. You know, there's a very clean sound. You know, there's not big bass or anything on them. You know, they're a little bit like the Cars. You know, there's a kind of a across the board. The sound is a bit, you know, it's kind of a more of a mid-range than anything else. Oh yeah, Tom Verlaine went on to release lots of solo albums. There must be at least 7 or 8 anyway over the years, and some of the stuff is good. I have some of them as well. And then in 1992 the band got back together and released Television, just self-titled. This one, I don't have the vinyl unfortunately, and it has been reissued a few times. If I ever see it on vinyl, I'll probably try and get it if it's repressed. But it's a little bit sterile. It's very clean sounding, you know. It sounds really clean. You know, it's like if you were setting up a computer at home to record. That's the kind of very clean, sterile. You know, the songs kind of lack emotion and stuff like that. But they did a tour back then, and they toured over the years and stuff like that. But it's the original lineup. Yeah, you should investigate some of Tom Verlaine's solo stuff as well. I have a few of them, but this one, like I said, it's okay. It's on EMI as well. Different era. I think that Marky Moon and the original Adventure, the original Elektra pressings or whatever, the albums for Elektra are the ones to get. There's another one here called The Blow Up. This one it's a bootleg, and it's came out on ROIR or something like that, and it's just got songs from the 2 albums. I don't know when it was recorded. Was it 1982 or something? It says here. Oh no, sorry, no, it was released in 1982 on a cassette, but it's live in '78. So it's got songs from the two albums, and it's got a version of Satisfaction by the Stones and another track called Little Johnny Jewel. I think that was about Iggy Pop. His real name is James Jewel Oysterberg or something. Yeah, this one is the sound quality is terrible. Actually, I have it on vinyl as well. Would you believe it? Of course, I have. There you go. That's the blow up, and not only that, but it's colored vinyl. It's kind of a waste because the sound quality is terrible. 85 minutes. That's blue. But the sound quality, I mean, it's from a cassette, and it's quite muffled and muddy. I mean, I don't know. I haven't listened to it for years, but the other disc is green. Quite nice. It's a nice collectible to have, but it's, like I said, it's you know yourself. Poor quality recording, and I often wonder why they do that, you know. There is another live album as well that came out. I think it was 2003 on Elektra or whatever, and that came out, and now that was another one from '78 or '9. I can't remember, but I never got that, and I don't even have the CD, and I'd like to get it, you know. But it kind of went under the radar. It's yeah. So there you go. This thing is it's just a collector's piece, but like I said, it's not great. It's not great at all. And there's some Verlaine stuff here. I'll just show you while I'm at it. That's from 1982, words from the front. Sounds like television again, of course. And this one is from '84. Yeah, this is quite electronic sounding, you know. I think it was done by, is it oh, what's his name? Is it the guys who did who produced it? Engineers, you know, all songs. I can't think now. Townhouse London, anyway. Beersville Studio, New York. I can't remember. Was it Dave Bascombe or somebody, or Clive Langer and Alan Winstanley? You know, the guys. I think they did Madness and all that kind of stuff. If my memory serves me right. Steve Brown, Townhouse London. Yeah. Anyway, it's not bad, you know. Yeah, it's hard to get. His stuff is actually quite hard to get on compact disc as well. You know what I mean? They're hard to find. They're kind of out of print. So they're kind of hard to get. Anyway, I'm losing track here, and I'm waffling, and it's making the video longer than it should be. So yeah, we'll just check these out up close so you can have a look. Okay, so Marquee Moon. This was the remaster, 2003. Lyrics are here. We've got the Elektra butterfly label. Rest of the lyrics. These have got bonus tracks as well. Nice photograph of the band. Verlaine. CBGB. So this one has extra tracks. There's one, Little Johnny Jewel. This was a single. in 1975. See No Evil, alternate version. Friction, alternate version. Marquee Moon, alternate version. Untitled instrumental. Yeah. It's just a pity that the band didn't do more, because you know, they're great. And Adventure. This also has bonus tracks. And again, the butterfly label. Yeah, I mean, people said this one wasn't as good, but on its own right, it's great. I really like it. The bonus here, Adventure. That's not on the album. Ain't That Nothing, single version. And then Glory, the early version. So, yeah. Great album. Great band. And well worth investigating if you don't have any of their stuff. Yeah, very, very good. So that's it. That's Television. You won't be disappointed with these. They're great. Check them out. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe and take care.